What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Jalen Brown of the Boston Celtics, who's definitely been in the news a lot as of late, there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not he will, after maybe next season, be playing for another team. There's already reports that the Houston Rockets definitely have an interest in him. But we're talking about the here and now. And Jalen Brown on Thursday injured a finger on his shooting hand so badly that he had to have 5 stitches on that finger. So I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section from ESPN.com. Boston Celtics All-Star Jalen Brown said he expects to be ready to go in time for the start of the playoffs after he accidentally cut a finger on his shooting hand on Thursday. Brown told reporters Friday night before a game against Toronto that he cut his right hand picking up a glass vase he knocked over while watering his plants Thursday night and had to get 5 stitches. He was wearing a protective wrap Friday and expects to be restricted for at least the next 2 days. Along with Brown, the Celtics' Marcus Smart, neck spasms, and Malcolm Brogdon back also set out Friday's 121-102 win over the Raptors. Coach Joe Mazzulla said he doesn't expect any of the injuries to linger heading into the postseason. Boston, which is locked into the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, hosts Atlanta on Sunday in its regular season finale. Now, this is my issue. While the injury in itself ain't all that severe, anytime you're talking about a finger or any digit on a shooting hand that's compromised, well, that can definitely lead to shooting problems. All right? I remember Michael Jordan's last year with the Chicago Bulls. I think he injured a finger. He was dealing with an injury on his, with a finger on his shooting hand all season, and it nagged at him, and it affected a couple of things. It affected his free throw percentage, his free throw shooting, and his outside shooting. That year he shot, I think, 78% from the foul line, but for much of the first 2 months of the season, or first month of the season, my memory, he was shooting in the low 70s, which is way out of character for Michael Jordan, who was a career 84% free throw shooter, and at one time was a career 85% free throw shooter. But he was down a little bit from the foul line, and he also had become a terrible three-point shooter that year. If I remember correctly, I think he only shot 23% from the line. He didn't take that many threes. I think he only made 30 threes after making 111 the prior 2 seasons. The prior 2 seasons he shot 43% and then 37% from downtown. So it definitely affected his outside shooting. I think he shot 46.5% from the floor. So I say all that to say this. Jalen Brown definitely, even if he's physically able to go, you have to wonder about that finger becoming re-injured, perhaps, a stitch, becoming loose and bleeding, or, something of that nature. But more importantly, will this affect his shooting? And that's pivotal, because even though Jalen Brown gives you defense, he gives you other intangibles, but his scoring is his bread and butter. I think he averages 26 points a game. Pretty efficient, pretty good three-point shooter, really good three-point shooter. If these things are compromised, that could be the difference between Boston winning a series and losing a series, especially as they go deeper into the playoffs. So hopefully, if you're Boston, that doesn't play too much of a factor. We'll have to wait and see. But tell me what you guys think. Oh, I almost forgot to say this. That's why I put the graphic up there. Jalen Brown, let's just say that is what happened, that you cut your hand handling glass. Who on earth does that? Are you that impatient, man? There's no way in hell that I'm picking up glass. And if I am going to pick up glass, I'm going to have to be extraordinarily careful. Meaning that if it's a big piece of glass, I'm going to have to grip my fingers in the center and make sure that my hand don't come in contact with any of the edges. Even if it doesn't look sharp, it can cut your ass. But more than likely, I wouldn't have done that. More than likely, if this was in pieces, I'm going to get me a broom, because you should have a broom. I know you can afford it. Multi-millionaire that you are. A broom and dustpan. All this could have been avoided. Let's just say if he had shooting problems because of the injury in his hand. All this could have been avoided if he just brought a broom and a fucking dustpan. But, you know, people have such short attention spans and are so impatient today. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about it.